We're back.
Why? Naomi. And that girl too. I couldn't save them.
Is he talking about Nanako or Saki Kunishi?
Huh? What's the matter? Feeling guilty all of a sudden? Sheesh.
And go right back to sleep. Quality investigators. Quality investigators, people. Holy shit, fog.
I can't reach him. Did that stupid bear forget to charge the battery?
Maybe.
We took a quick look around the hospital, but there's no sign of him. I wonder where he went.
Oh, snow.
Oh, it's snow.
Gee, you really should get a better, you know, a more weather-appropriate outfit. I mean, holy shit.
Hey, you're right. Wow, it's been a while since I last saw real snow.
Since it is, what, oh, I don't know, July when I record this? Same here.
It doesn't look that pretty, though, because of this fog.
But does it stick?
I guess this makes it the first snow of the year.
All the way in December.
Ugh, it's freezing. Let's go home. Hey, Yosuke, if you find Teddy, don't forget to contact us, all right?
I know. Let's meet up at the special headquarters tomorrow.
Let's. Where is Yukiko going?
Man, that Ted. I hope he just went back home by himself.
I think the inn is far enough away that Yukiko should take the bus back. Never mind, we'll see that later.
He's probably fine. But I'll hurry home just in case.
He has a key, doesn't he?
Well, see you tomorrow.
Yep. Well then. Yes, we got a social link out of it. Huh. Well, let's see. I'm pretty sure Daisuke's the exact same message. Or he could have his own message. I guess the two are flipped. Whatever. Guys. Yep, he wants to help the guys. Yes, I do have functioning lungs, thank you very much. He would know. If you're in the drama club, and thus your social link is with Yumi, this stuff is personal for her. Or, more personal than Ayan's at least. Let's just say she can relate. Oh, how cute. Are those really all my messages? I don't know if you need to have a social link rank maxed for those messages to show, but it's not like I'm gonna find out, because Empress, Star, and Judgment is all that's left, and both Judgment and Star are plot links, so they will raise on their own. And Empress, I don't know if Margaret will actually send you a message. I don't usually max out that link, since, you know, no judgment. I don't know. Well, there's something to try out, I suppose, if you want a shitty... If you want a shitty judgment, trumpeter. Considering what was on the Midnight Channel? Yeah. It is going to hit the fan. Anyway, let's meet up. In the Velvet Room. Nice.
Welcome. It's been quite some time.
Not really.
Do not be alarmed. You are fast asleep in the real world. I have summoned you within your dreams. Now then, your journey has taken you quite a distance thus far. Do you believe you'll be able to successfully solve this mystery?
I know I can. I've done it before, gameplay-wise, but at this point, I have nothing to go on. Now, Matame is really the only lead we have left. If he doesn't have anything for us, then we're stuck.
With this being the very hour of your ordeal, it may not be so easily overcome. The precise destination of this vehicle, that too is getting rather hard to judge. If we continue driving blindly, we may end up leading you further away from the mystery that you must reach. Well, why don't we take a moment to look back on your journey? It was for that purpose that I summoned you here tonight. Margaret?
Really getting it is totally different. I mean, really finding yourself.
I've been trying not to think about it all this time. But I finally feel like I can face reality.
You're the only one who didn't pay attention to the rumors flying around about me. You saw me as I am.
I can't ignore that fact any longer. I need to face the truth head on.
What's right? What you should choose to do in life? The answers to those things lie within you.
I think I need to start being more selfish.
I'm going to think about my life and set my own path.
I was scared, but I've learned my lesson now. I won't just try and escape into my own personal time.
We are experiencing the words engraved into your memory during your journey.
Pretty sure those all require your social link to be maxed. Since, you know, you don't hear those things if you don't max out the social link.
Alright, let's go ahead and think this through as much as we need.
Mine is your party.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves.
I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
Come on, we've accomplished this much together, haven't we?
Right. Together.
So
And it seems you have comrades with you as well. Those heading in the same direction through this dense fog.
Heck?
We'll be parked for the moment while I confirm our current heading.
As I mentioned previously, this year will signal a great change in your life. Though there isn't much time left, it can be worth your while to take the time to stop and reflect.
People are like water flowing in a river. There is only one stream, but all who pass through it are affected differently. Some travel fast, some change their course, experiencing countless events as they travel down the river of time.
Just so. The state of this room reflects the scenery of your heart.
Really? I thought you decided the shape of the Velvet Room, depending on the guests. Huh.
Perhaps this may be a time for contemplation, rather than action.
Is that a doorbell? Well, time does pass. Well, let's open it. I hear ya. Hey there.
Teddy's missing. I looked all over the neighborhood, but I couldn't find him anywhere.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, me too. He was acting all weird lately. Rise and the others are checking inside the TV to see if he's gone back to the other side. We're meeting pretty soon, so will you come with me to Juness?
Certainly. Found anything?
It's no use, man. We can't find him.
He's not here, not in the TV world.
No luck for me either. I didn't sense anything over there. The fog's so dense it might be affecting my readings. I wish I could do better. I'm sorry.
That Ted. Don't tell me he really went back to his world this time. We told him over and over that he could stay here.
Yeah. Not sure if his choice has an effect, but if it does, the correct one... Yeah, how are you going to get all the way over here without figuring this out, huh? Really?
I guess that's all we can do right now. He plays dumb a lot, but he's attached to us deep down. He wouldn't disappear without saying anything, right?
Probably.
I'm worried for Teddy myself, but let's trust in him and await his return. Right now we must concentrate on the case. It won't be long before Namatame is transferred to another location.
And if we lose him, we lose our last lead.
We must hurry, or we will miss our only chance to get his perspective on this.
You know, I've been thinking about the case since, but something just doesn't seem right.
What?
Let's quickly review the facts. Of all the victims, only 2 were killed. Miss Yamano the announcer, and Saki-san. From the documents we found in the car, we know Namatame had some sort of dealings with them.
As well as all the other victims that were not killed but kidnapped.
After that, there were multiple attempted murders in which we were targeted. It was only when he took Nanako-chan that we caught him in the act, identifying his modus operandi in the process.
I want to hear you put it like that. Sounds like the dude's guilty.
As a result of Namatame's arrest, the police admitted that Mitsuo Kubo was a mere copycat killer.
back up to yesterday. Remember when you said Namatame didn't have a motive to kill the announcer? That's what's bothering me.
Right. Either he's completely nuts, or we're misunderstanding something.
You lost me.
She's trying to say that if Namatame is sane, then there may be facts in the case we don't know about yet.
Sane or insane? Sounds like a play I saw before.
When he talks about saving people, what does that actually mean?
Putting them into TV.
I don't think there's any doubt that it includes kidnapping people and throwing them into the TV.
Could he mean saving them through death?
I don't know. What did his shadow say again? Shit. Went through the cutscene like 3 times and I don't remember. God damn it.
He did call himself a savior and said that the other side is a wonderful world.
Too many evildoers on this side.
So they'll be saved if they die? What a bunch of crap! The bastard should have gone and saved himself. What do you think, Senpai?
I don't doubt Namatame was the one to throw people in the TV. I doubt his motive. His method and, well, his source of information.
If you think about it normally, it's gotta be him. But there ain't nothing normal about that world anyways.
There's something I've been wondering about for a while. When we first encountered him, he said, "You're the ones I saved. Don't worry, I'll save this girl too." So, if he saves people by killing them, did he save us too?
If he believes that saving people means killing them, then he'd have completely failed to save us since we are pretty much alive. And angry.
Wouldn't he actually have failed to save us?
Good point.
You raise a good point. If he thinks that salvation comes only through death, his words to us make no sense.
If he said that he saved us, and his job is to save people, then whatever he did to us, i.e. throwing us in the TV, would have been a success. But he didn't succeed in murdering us, he just succeeded in throwing us inside the TV.
And another thing, the Namatame who appeared on the Midnight Channel said he failed to save Nanako-chan.
So that doesn't add up.
Well, maybe he really was trying to save the victims by putting them inside the TV.
Saving him from what, though?
Come on, don't get all quiet like that. You guys know I just say the first dumb thing that pops into my head.
The possibility that he truly intended to save us.
But he's still the one who threw in Saki-senpai and that announcer, right?
Well, actually, I think they were on his ledger, so yes.
Sure, we haven't nailed down his motives, but that doesn't change the fact that he killed them. Or what? You think someone else was involved? What makes you think so?
Huh. Let's see. The warning letter? If this doesn't change anything, but it gives you a good time to think. Someone besides Namatame involved in the case. His ledger doesn't... well... I think he... if I remember correctly, he did mention both Mitsuzu Hiragi and Saki-senpai. Which would mean he put him inside a TV, but since they died, that might contradict his definition of saving. Then again, he wasn't all too sane. Mitsuo is... yeah, he doesn't have anything to do with anything. That alibi, well, people can spend weeks, if not an entire month, inside a TV, so... Really, it's just a question, how long would it take for her to be found missing and then turn up dead? So, that doesn't prove anything. The warning letter, on the other hand...
Warning letter? Oh yeah! Whatever happened to that thing?
I believe Dojima confiscated it.
If Namatame's the killer, he must have been the one who wrote it, right?
That is indeed true. It doesn't make sense for anyone else to... Well, I guess we did make ourselves suspicious, but, if someone else were to figure out that we, you know, saved people, why would they tell us to stop it?
Let's review them.
Don't rescue anymore.
Yes, that's right.
Isn't that kind of odd? Would someone who thinks he's saving people by killing them write stuff like, don't rescue or kill?
Crap. Shit. I rolled a 1 on my comprehension, so fuck it. Next.
Yeah, and the will be put in and killed part doesn't make sense either. If the killer was writing it, wouldn't it be more like I'll put in and kill?
Huh.
Hey, could this mean...
Huh. He didn't write it. That's a possibility.
Yeah! It's almost like someone else wrote this letter.
But who else has knowledge of the, you know, shit that goes on inside a TV?
But only the killer would write such a letter and deliver it to Dojima-san's house, right?
Yeah.
If someone else wrote it, that could only mean...
Dear God. Since this is such an unusual case, I was absolutely convinced that other than the Kubo incident, there was one culprit.
So, Namatame really was trying to save his victims?
Everything is exactly the opposite of what it first seemed. In Namatame's parlance, failing would have been the first 2 cases when the victims died. If he had used his method twice and failed both times, he would hardly have continued using the TV. And yet he did.
So that means he would have succeeded. But people only stopped dying when we rescued Yukiko.
It all seems to suggest that someone else wrote this warning letter while observing the entire case.
Someone else? Then... it wasn't Namatame that killed Saki-senpai and the announcer?
We can't say for certain yet. We urgently need to speak with Namatame face to face.
Yeah. How, though? And that gets us another rank in Judgment. Just an FYI, but by the time I really get to a point I can comfortably fuse again, we'll have like rank 8 or so Judgment, so it really is worth it to wait fusing a trumpeter. Which is why I did.
How though? After what happened yesterday, they said they're gonna tighten security.
Yeah.
I have a plan.
Well, putting another sieve on a sieve isn't really gonna help much, and considering the local standards...
But there's no time to waste. Let's hurry to the hospital.
Well, you are the detective, or detective in training, or the junior detective or whatever. Work some magic.
Hey, this place is off limits.
I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Namatame-san. May I go in?
This is Unit 252, requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Understood. I see. Well, you're on the list. I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes.
That is not a good thing.
Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
Huh? Detective Dojima sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself. We have our hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too. This is Unit 252. Huh? I see.
Has something happened?
Something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Ah, well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
Yeah.
If anything happens, hit the nurse call button. I'll leave the rest to you.
Understood. Please be careful. I knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly.
So what,
Wow!
So what, was everyone just waiting around the corner? Were they hiding? Did they enter a room and, like... I didn't hear a door, so that's not... Wow, indeed. Well, good job either way.
There's nothing much inside that suspicious object. So he won't be gone long.
All right, and now's our chance to talk to Namatame.
I know it's important for everyone, but shouldn't just Naoto and the MC go in? I mean... make it official and everything? It'd be easier to get away with if we're caught. Then again, if we get caught, then we're, failing as it is.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you. It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case. And to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are. But we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our questions.
Huh?
Well, coherent enough. Well, that's pretty direct. Shit. Let's see. These are all pretty direct. Let's just go with the top one, I guess.
Huh? Me?
I see. So he didn't kill Mayumi Yamano and Saki-senpai, at least he didn't throw him in. Guess we might as well just confirm that.
They were killed. I couldn't save them.
So the two terms don't overlap?
No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed. That's why I put them in there.
Huh.
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death. Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi. You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her. And you repeated the process as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel. It all falls into place.
Bingo.
His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true...
That means he's not alone in the case.
There's another killer who murdered the first two victims?
Indulge us in a few more questions.
Do you know anything about who killed the first two?
I have no idea. I want to know that too.
Did you send the warning letters?
What are you talking about?
I guess that's a no. What'd you enter?
I didn't know. I never thought it would be that kind of place.
And to think, he ended up in Nanako's world, so... He ended up literally in a representation of heaven. If he had ended up somewhere else, like, say, Kanji's world, he'd have been a less happy man. Still.
As I thought.
You... believe me?
We know.
Did they find him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things? Mayumi...
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only... you?
Most likely, yes.
We did blame you for everything at first. But now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us as truth.
Please, tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
You're willing to listen? Do my story?
Yes.
All right. Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge,
Reminiscing Namatame.
I returned to my parents' home, as if to run away from the scandal. And I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties. I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi, where are you? She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows, and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that. I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then, one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly in front of the TV and watched my own reflection. And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi. Mayumi? Is that you?
At this point, the MC didn't know about the Midnight Channel. I don't even know if the MC was in town at this point. So, yeah.
The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help.
It also isn't a clear image, so she hasn't been put in at this point.
Mayumi? Mayumi! when I reached out unthinkingly to touch her.
So he too can enter the TV world without facing his persona. The MC has the same power, but we don't know why.
My arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped it into a pool of water. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV. I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane. In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work. The next afternoon when I got to work, I was fired on the spot, as I expected. That wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead. And not just that, but it had happened in my hometown.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remember the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again. And I confirmed that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help? That's how I felt.
Of course, we know that she only appeared on the Midnight Channel because everyone was talking about her, and all the news was talking about her.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
Well,
I remembered that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program. I'd heard about it before, but I thought it was just an urban legend.
so this existed even before the game started.
But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated.
Well, let's see, what... We know that she appeared on the Midnight Channel because the news was talking about her. And that is part of the killer's MO, if I recall, so... I think it's technically unrelated, but you can forgive the man for thinking it isn't.
Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself.
So, though I was shocked, I assume he cooperated with the police.
Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl.
Saki-senpai.
She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die.
And that was Saki-senpai.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did. So I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her. Then, little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
Until she was thrown in, and the image became crystal clear.
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits, and gave me a job with the family business.
Delivery.
I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store. After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her, and told her to be careful. But that same night, on the TV...
Him warning Saki-senpai was misinterpreted as him going after her. Which I think Adachi told us at some point.
She looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain.
Her shadow.
That's why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on! Please! The next day, they found her dead.
Yeah, that was before we, Actually, that was after we went into the TV world ourselves and met, Teddy. Think.
I knew she was gonna be murdered, but I couldn't save her.
Even if I'd been playing this game non-stop, it would have been 80 hours ago, so forgive me for not having perfect memory.
I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done. There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was. But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl. I was beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing.
You really did love Miss Yamano.
Yes, from the bottom of my heart. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
I think I can kind of relate.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine. We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her. She gave meaning to my life. Soon after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV.
Yukiko.
That was you. She'll be kidnapped next, and murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something.
What though?
My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, we'll save her then. The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me. And that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her?
Of course, she'd be stuck there without being able to contact Teddy and, you know, her shadow. Of course, Namitame doesn't know that.
What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there? Is that it?
From his perspective, every time he threw someone into TV, they showed up later, a bit worse for wear, but, well, alive.
The girl inside the TV seemed to smile at me again. And I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered.
Unceremoniously being murdered by some random dude is indeed a lesser fate to the irony of getting killed by yourself. It's not exactly fantastic, considering you still die, but...
Once things calmed down, I could just let her out again.
Of course, he never had to, because, well...
If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind. Could it be that Mayumi gave me that power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people?
We still don't know how Namatame, and how the MC for that matter, managed to enter the TV without having a persona. With the MC, you could make a case that it was Philemon, Igor's master, if you forgot, but we don't have any evidence to suggest that Namatame received the same blessing. He isn't a wildcard, so...
But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably. It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I'd just have to do it.
And so ironically, Yukiko did eventually get taken away by her Prince Charming. Sort of.
Or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
So, since you thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed, you kidnapped us in order to save us.
Mission? Give me a break. You never stopped and wondered about any of this?
Nope.
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but they didn't believe me.
You called the police?
I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I could move around without suspicion. I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it.
And it was indeed the perfect cover. If you remember, right before Resedas appeared, we actually saw his truck leave the scene. So yeah, it was a perfect cover.
But are you telling me that I wasn't saving them?
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die. Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril.
Good job breaking the suspect, Naoto.
It was my friends here who really saved us all.
I had a feeling that was it. When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself, for the first time, I had some doubts about myself.
I suppose we could assume that he got his power simply from the fact that he accepted himself. He did accept his mission. And, well, when he doubted himself, his quote-unquote persona went nuts again. Of course, that really makes a difference. I mean, he did accept his mission and all. He had no problem with it, but his mission was incorrect. Does a shadow differentiate that? What is correct and incorrect if the person itself doesn't know?
You refer to Nanako-chan, correct?
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her.
Lesson here, kids. Don't do anything particularly special and amazing in school, or you will be on TV, and you will be kidnapped by a random nutcase, and you will die and be resurrected by plot magic. It's not as fun as it sounds.
But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place.
And that's his opinion on heaven.
I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was.
The three of you? I count Yukiko, Kanji, Rise, and Naoto. That's 4.
I never knew. You couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
Yep, Teddy's the only one who can break you out.
I thought I was going insane. I probably did.
Yeah.
And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
You really were trying to save people.
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool.
If we assume that he meant to say 4 and not 3, that means he didn't toss in King Moron, but, well, we already know he didn't. That was what Sue was doing.
I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to society.
Oh, no, wait. No. Mitsuo didn't throw King Moron into the TV. He himself went into the TV. Considering he has a shadow, though, that doesn't... Considering he had a shadow, he wouldn't be able to go in himself, but then again, he probably wouldn't try, so... Huh.
But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero.
Well, from your perspective, you had reason to.
I never doubted what I saw on TV, and believed everything was as I wanted it to be. I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them. I'm to blame for all of this.
You... Dude... Chill.
I suppose so. But the things I've done are too serious to be brushed aside like that. I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences.
Considering you would get charged with 4 counts of... What is that? What is the word for unknowingly attempt to murder people? Or unknowingly placed individuals at risk of death? Whatever, he's probably gonna get hanged.
Kidnapping is already a serious crime. And on top of that, I put all those lives in danger. I'm sorry.
The Midnight Channel and the other world, you can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly.
You could have maybe tried to do some research, but that wouldn't have, you know, helped.
We must apologize to you as well. Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people. The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
You had no reason to believe otherwise.
I'm such a joke. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired.
What are you all crammed in here for?
My apologies. We'll be leaving now.
Wait.
Hmm?
I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about that world.
Oh, you don't need to worry about that.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders.
Well,
It was another party who threw the first 2 victims into the TV.
and Mitsuo, presumably. Judgment. Judgment ranks up quickly.
Now get out of here! I told you, he's almost ready to be transported. We can't have anything else happen. Sheesh. I better better not see you rascals here again.
I told you if it just weren't. Ah, whatever. We got away with it.
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain. She's fighting for dear life.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right? He was so worried about her.
True.
How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer?
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out.
Ouch.
Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents and see if we can turn up fresh details.
But it's been over 6 months. Wouldn't the trail be cold by now?
Probably, but we don't have anything else. We have no leads left.
I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who understand what's really going on. And you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it.
What's the... yes, I remember the term. Wishful thinking there, Yosuke.
Let's split up and talk to people all over town tomorrow. We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
We don't have school tomorrow?
I hope we can find out something about Teddy, too.
Let's see, I really would like to stop the recording here. Because, oh dear God. No school tomorrow, huh? Because it is really freaking... Yeah, I know. Really freaking hot in here. But then again, I really want to get through the next day, so... I guess I'll just take the heat. FYI, but I don't like heat. That's convenient. I'm pretty sure that really is just convenience. Well, we now have to talk to a long list of people in order. Thankfully, I wrote them down, so let's see. First we need to talk to is a female student. Not you, actually. I need to talk to you second. Never mind. I would like to chat with... Hello, everyone. No, wait, it's Shopping District South. I guess the girl... You? Yes. That's Bobkus. You? Oh, that's right, it was a pretty big deal. Well, guys, we're making progress. You know, you could just wear your glasses. Yep. Aww. Poor Kanji. Anyway, Shopping District North. We need to talk to, in order, the businessman. I don't know if you have to talk to them in order, but you have to talk to, well, them. So, yeah. So, how's the investigation going? That's the way to popularity, people. Just wear a bear suit. trying. Next, we need to talk to the shopping woman. Yes. Oh. I guess I need to not... Shit. Fuck. I may be dumb here. Old man. Indeed I am. Good memory. Shit. Loud old man. Anyway. This could be a bit difficult. Okay. Shopping District South. There is the gas mask. Oh. The country of Juness. Funny you should mention that. Holy fuck, this heat. I turned the fan on, but that just creates noise. Holy shit, fog. Yes. So there's no one in town that's suspicious. Okay. We then go to the Samagama floodplain, and we talk to the kind man. You? No, you're the refreshed old man. Alright. And yes, I am still looking. Really hope I can turn that quest in. You're not a man. You don't think you're a man. You are. Yep. We then talk to elderly person. Somewhere. There's the kittens. You. Yes. Nothing again. We then go to Juness and talk to a female student that is present here. Aha. You have to talk to everyone about the murder to conclude you're not going to get any more information. Which is probably going to tell you how useful this investigation is going to be. That is not where I wish to go. That is most inconvenient. The shopping district. We shall talk to the female student. Indeed. That should be everyone. I think we have to ask her about the suspicious. No, that's not it. I think we have to talk to everyone and ask him every single subject. Well, both of them. Let's see, you? You. Yeah. Pretty sad, huh?
I'm seriously pooped. This stuff's a lot harder when you don't have a badge to flash. I walked around all day and didn't hear anything good.
It was the same for me. There was absolutely no talk about the case whatsoever, let alone the true culprit.
It doesn't help that everyone assumes that Namatami is behind everything.
Ditto for me. Actually, in my case, I kept getting bombarded with questions and couldn't get them onto the main subject at all. The killer must be pretty good to have pulled this off without being seen by anyone in this small town.
Or by everyone.
What should we do?
Since, you know, no one suspected Namatami either.
Well, one steak bowl, please.
That's not what I meant. But then again, I guess we might as well take a break.
Yep.
I'll have a crab and egg fried rice.
I'll have roast pork ramen with extra noodles.
Now that our tummies are full, let's share what we learned, even if it wasn't much.
One girl may have seen someone suspicious. Turns out that was Namatami. Oh well.
So, to sum up, there really was no new information. The end?
Yep.
The police had an unusually large number of officers in their initial investigation of the first two incidents. To find facts that even they overlooked would be difficult indeed, now that over half a year has passed. There wasn't a single report of suspicious persons being witnessed to begin with. Miss Yamano had ardent fans, whereas Saki-san didn't, but otherwise the conditions are the same.
You know, every time I tried to ask about the case, everyone ignored me and kept ranting about the damn fog.
Yeah, that or the Midnight Channel. I asked around about Teddy too, but no one's seen him. Gee, I wonder where he could have gone.
Do you have anything, Naoto? Any new, deductions?
Or inductions, or what was that word?
Without any new data to work with, there isn't much I can do. But there must be someone in town who meets all the criteria for this case. The killer must have a connection to both Saki-san and Miss Yamano.
Let's see, considering that Miss Yamano was, well, in hiding pretty much, that isn't many. Saki-san, she's... well... outside of the fact that she discovered the body, there's nothing really special about her, so... yeah.
As well as be in a position to observe our actions periodically to some extent.
Otherwise, the warning letters couldn't have been sent.
Finally, it must be someone who could approach Senpai's house without arousing suspicion.
That, well... that could be pretty much anyone, since he could disguise himself as a customer.
I need some fresh air before I give it more thought. I'll be outside.
Right behind you. What do we have?
It's snowing. No wonder it's chilly.
I'm pretty sure... Never mind.
It's freezing out here. Maybe this will help clear my head and get my deductive muscles flexing. Hey, is it snowing?
Yep.
Too bad the fog's so thick. The snow just gets lost in it.
You really should wear your glasses.
What's the matter?
Well... If the culprit doesn't know about the other side, they couldn't have thrown in the two girls, so yeah. And considering the fact that our special headquarters is a freaking set of chair and tables on Juness, yeah. Who could have known? Well... So that to assume means it's someone in town. Oh, this part is infamous because we now have 3 chances to find the culprit. Yosuke Hanamura, Chie Satonaka, Yukiko Amagi, Teddy, Kanji Tatsumi, Rise Kujikawa, Naoto Shirogane, Ryotaro Dojima, Nanako Dojima, Toru Adachi, Taro Namatame, Mayumi Yamano, Saki Konishi, Kenshiro Morooka, Mitsuo Kubo, Misuzu Haraki, Noriko Kashiwagi? Oh, right, that's the replacement teacher. Hanako Ofani? That's, the fat girl. I'm pretty sure we never heard her last name, actually. Ayabihara, Koichiko, Daisuke Nagase, I think. Naoki Konishi, Hisano Kuruda, Sayoko Aruhara, Shu Nakajima, Ayan Matsunaga, Eri Minami. Think once again. That's a long-ass list of names. And honestly, the answer is pretty damn... Yeah... Finding out the answer is, well, in this game, it's, well, if you want to break the fourth wall and abuse your, interface spoilers, it's pretty easy, since everyone we have a social link with, we can reasonably conclude it's not them. And even if not, Yosuke and Chie, we saw... both could not enter the TV before they faced their own selves and got a persona. So those who couldn't have been it. That said, it could be that you could have made a case that the culprit was indeed Juness. Yeah. Because discarding Misuzu Haraki and Saki, all the victims, up until Naoto, were the sons and all the children of people that have businesses in Inaba. Competition for Juness. Even Saki-senpai is the daughter of the liquor store. Yukiko is the inheritor of the Amagi Inn. Kanji is the inheritor. It's the daughter of the textile shop owner. Rise's grandmother runs the tofu store. So you could have made a case for that, with Misuzu Hiragi's death being, say, an accident or an experiment. Probably more an accident, since, you know, well, they wouldn't have been able to know right off the bat everything what was going on. So you could say they accidentally somehow pushed her into the TV, and then when she died, they realized, hey, we can use this to our advantage. Unfortunately, we don't have the option to accuse them hereof, which is sad because it's an interesting theory. Yukiko, Teddy, we can reasonably conclude it's not anyone in our party. I mean, Naoto didn't even come to Inaba until the... Same true for Rise. They didn't even show up in Inaba until after the murders, and if it's Kanji, then that contradicts what he did to beat up the gang members, because he would have simply murdered them by tossing them in the TV. So, what we are left with then is a long-ass list of people, but if we go through from this point forward, we can also discard everyone, every potential suspect, because of, you know, game spoilers. Yumi, for example, is not on this list. Ayan is on the list because I'm in the school band. Since Yumi isn't, she is an option. So, again, spoilers. Interface spoilers. We can reasonably conclude it's not any of them. Even if it is, though, I'm pretty sure they don't... I'm pretty sure one of the criteria doesn't fit them, so you don't have that either. Next, well... how you're supposed to figure this out? It's actually insane. It's like... Atlas has somehow managed to make even this part of the game, where you can't get one-shotted by Shadow Kanji getting a critical, they made even this horrendously evil and difficult. What ultimately will tell you what you want to know is that there is not enough evidence. Whoever did this managed to not get caught ever. No one up until this point figured that there is a second, well, murderer. And then you have to consider Mitsuo. Someone had to toss him in, and it wasn't Nomitame, since Mitsuo never showed up. Actually, Mitsuo did show up in the Midnight Channel, I think, but not until after he was already thrown in. So at that point, I presume Nomitame just... well, I don't know what he did. It's never really made clear. The game kind of forgets about the whole Mitsuo thing, but he is a let's see, was he a suspect? I don't recall, actually. Well, basically, what you need to figure out is that there is so little evidence, so little sightings of suspicious people, so little to go on, that the only person that could have done it was one of us. As in, someone we know, someone who's part of the town, etc. And the only one that, you know, had good enough reason, good enough motivation to talk and approach all the Mayumi Yamano and Saki Konishi without arousing any suspicion whatsoever, especially considering that Mayumi Yamano was effectively in hiding. We are left with our grandest suspect, Toru Adachi. And now everything fits together. FYI, but in Golden, you actually get a social link with Adachi that doesn't, or that cannot be maxed out before this point. So, yeah.
Huh? What about him?
Detective Adachi. A member of the police force. That is an interesting approach. It would certainly explain the lack of witness reports. It's the same reason no one ever reported seeing Namatame's truck.
This is a small town, so everyone must have known who he is.
So no one saw him walking.
And since he's a detective, people definitely wouldn't have thought of him as being suspicious.
In fact, he could use his position to his advantage and hide critical information.
Huh. Well, if you think of it that way, I guess it's possible.
But we have no real reason to suspect him.
But we're talking about Adachi here, right? I mean, really? Adachi? He's your textbook lousy detective.
Or is he your textbook lazy detective?
Are we really on the right track here?
Actually, regarding Detective Adachi, I'm not sure how to put it, but there's something that's been bothering me about him for some time now.
Yeah?
What?
Perhaps it's just my imagination, so I shouldn't speak too...
It's cold. I think we've cooled down enough here. Let's go back in.
I'm kinda jealous.
Adachi-san? That can't be. I mean, he said he came to escort Ms. Yamano and...
Bingo.
What? Was he at your inn when the announcer was staying there?
When Ms. Yamano was staying at our inn, the media were swarming all over it.
I said she wasn't hiding, I didn't say she was hiding effectively.
That's when Adachi-san arrived, saying he'd been assigned to guard her. He told our waitress that fame could be rough.
Guard her? He didn't spend the night there?
Huh. I wonder if he knew Ms. Yamano.
I don't know about that, but I heard he did call out to a girl in my class. I found out this afternoon. But I thought, you know, that's just how cops are. So I didn't think it had anything to do with the case.
Detective Adachi also questioned Saki-san, the one who found the announcer's body, on numerous occasions. I heard it was because there was so little information about the case at the time, but it's certainly unusual to question someone with as strong an alibi as hers multiple times.
Then you think he had something else on his mind?
And that something is what connects those two victims to Adachi-san? Come to think of it, we've been running into that guy a lot, in all sorts of places.
He's even been to our special headquarters a few times. Although that isn't exactly well hidden.
And every time he'd tell us what the police were doing before saying, "Oops, I said too much," and clamming up. Was that all to throw us off the trail?
would be no problem for him to drop that warning letter into your mailbox either. Not to mention the fact that he can destroy any evidence that might point to him.
Well, well, well.
Then, is it really a Adachi-san?
If you managed to figure this out without a walkthrough, I didn't, by the way, pat yourself on the back because holy fucking shit. This is insane. Well... someone has been doing things. We don't know who else it could have been, so...
This is still only a tentative theory. We should work to confirm it as soon as possible.
Interesting phone there.
This is Naoto Shirogane. Something has occurred to me about the case, and I'd like to get Detective Adachi's input on it. Huh? The transport? It's right now? Right, I see. Thank you.
Damn, they went fast.
What was that about a transport? Detective Adachi is headed to the hospital to prepare for Namatame's relocation. We must head there at once.
If you fail to guess Adachi 3 times, you get a bad ending. Again, it's probably on YouTube, so just look it up if you care that much.
Huh? What are you guys doing here? Hey, do you know where Dojima-san went? They told me he snuck out of his room again.
I assure you, we've made it clear to him several times that he needs to stay put, but he keeps going off on his own.
Talk about your bad patience.
Jeez, with Namatame finally relocated, I was looking forward to going home.
So, he's been relocated. I've been wondering, you seem to be in a terrible hurry to get him out of this hospital.
Huh? Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we can't leave him here with Dojima-san and Nanako-chan around. Didn't you guys think so too?
Yes.
Hey, what are you doing here anyway? Nanako-chan's room is in the other wing. Don't you think you should leave before Dojima-san finds you? If he catches you, he'll start pestering you again.
He's a bit on edge. Oh.
Adachi, where's Namatame? There's been a lot of noise today for some reason.
Dojima-san, what are you doing here? Namatame's already been relocated. I was looking for you so I could tell you that.
You did what? Who authorized that? There's still more I need to ask him about.
Give me a break, Dojima-san.
Those first 2 murders have been bothering me. His motives are shaky and his alibi is rock solid.
The police doesn't believe that Namatame put people inside a TV, so they still assume that Namatame, like, clonked them on the back of the head or something and just hung them on the antenna. And he has a rock-solid alibi for that, so...
We closed a lot of loopholes on the basis of his testimony. But that part's still nagging at me.
Is this more of your detective's intuition? He's already been relocated. It's no use hassling me about it. And you kids should really get home too. You're gonna get in the way of police business.
He is really on edge.
What's gotten into you today? It's odd to see you taking work so seriously.
Come on! I'm always giving 110% when it comes to the job.
Do you remember, way back, in like the first or second video, when Dojima and Adachi were investigating the first crime scene, Adachi ran away puking, and Ojima told him to stop acting like a rookie. To stop acting like a rookie. This guy is no rookie.
You should get back to work too, Dojima-san. Your current assignment? Get better as soon as possible.
He is a good detective. He knows what he's doing. He's just lazy and doesn't.
What are you all doing here?
We came to confirm something with Adachi-san.
Yeah.
The time the announcer went missing? I can't say for sure offhand. It's not like I saw her or anything. That was months and months ago, too. My memory's kinda hazy that far back. Why wouldn't I question her? She discovered the announcer's body. But she didn't know much about it, so I only talked with her once or twice. Was that all you wanted to ask? Well, I hope it helped.
Yeah, about that letter.
Warning letter?
If you remember, I'm pretty sure Dojima confiscated it. He just took it out of our hand before taking us to the police station, and it was never mentioned again since. We can reasonably assume, though, that he didn't give it back to us, so... Last we know, it should be in his possession.
The one that was delivered to his house. It's in police custody now, correct?
I don't really remember.
Hey, what do you mean you don't remember? I gave it to you to take down to the crime lab for processing. You're telling me you forgot?
I'm sorry. Your accident was right after that, and what with one thing and another, it sort of slipped my mind. Besides, that thing was just a prank, wasn't it? Jeez, what are you asking me all this for? For crying out loud, what's this all supposed to be about? Dojima-san, you really need to get back to your bed. That's why your wounds aren't healing. And you all need to go home right now. Do you have any idea what time it is?
Confrontation time.
I'm going back. I need to get to the station and report in.
Just one more thing, please. We know for certain now that the first two murders weren't Namatame's doing. Someone else killed them. Adachi-san, do you have any idea who that might be?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
'Cause we think it might have been you.
What? That's ridiculous! We already know Namatame's the one who put them all in!
What?
What did you just say?
Put them all in. What's this putting them in business? Do you know something about the method behind their murders? Don't tell me that all that talk about TVs and whatnot from before was...
Well, when I said the police assumed they were clogged out on the back of the head, I was referring to King Moron. He died from blunt force trauma. The other victims... Do I hear a static noise? Yep, that's my, I hope you can't hear that. The rest of the victims, their cause of death is unknown. Dying in the TV world doesn't leave any trace of how you died. So they have no idea.
I see. Now I finally understand. To tell the truth, Adachi-san, I've been fixated on something you once said. Before I didn't know why, only that it sounded a wrong note to me.
I don't see any noise on the audio level here, so I guess you can't hear that static noise, which is perfectly fine for me.
Do you recall when I read Namatame's diary? at the scene of Dojima-san's accident. At the time, I said, even the victims who survived and were never released to the public are written here. And in response, your words were, wow, then that settles it. How, I wonder, would that settle anything? At the time, the police had no idea that there had been other attempted murders related to the case.
Kidnappings, yes, but...
You had no reason to say such a thing. After all, there are countless examples of people disappearing for a few days. Yet when I read the list of names, you raised no objection. Odd, that. What do you say to that, Detective Adachi?
I don't know. I said I'm busy!
Wait, you son of a bitch! Adachi! Ah, damn it! Adachi!
We have a winner. Huh. I assume we followed him in here?
What the? I swear he ran this way.
He's not here. So he's either hiding, he ran through a window and, well, died, since we're on the top floor.
Damn it! Where the hell did he go? Did you find him?
You should be in bed, Dojima.
I contacted security. Nobody's seen Adachi, and there's no record of anyone leaving this area. So he must be still in this ward somewhere.
He's still here? But we looked! We didn't find him anywhere.
That bastard.
Dojima-san? For heaven's sake, what are we going to do with you?
Sorry. I got carried away.
Do you even want to get better? If you keep this up, there could be lasting damages. Have you forgotten how much trouble it caused you last time?
You're right. Sorry. You've got to find Adachi. I need to square this away with him. Please.
Just go to bed and get better, please. We can handle this.
He hasn't left this ward yet? I don't think he would, but could he have...
We don't know for sure that. He doesn't know that without Teddy you're stuck on... Hang on a sec. How did Reese get out of the TV? Since Teddy wasn't there, I guess... The exit he conjured is still there? Must be.
Yeah, I think so. If he's the killer, he can go through, right?
He must be able to since the killer tossed in Ayumi Yamano and Saki Konishi.
You mean he went in through here?
We searched every inch in the direction he ran off. There's nowhere to hide. I don't think we could have missed him.
Interesting contradiction in that where Adachi ends up couldn't have... Well, where he ended up in the TV world... there's a bit of a problem with that, but you'll see that later. Actually, now that I think about it, there isn't. Forget I said anything.
He was cornered. It's highly probable that he escaped there.
Obviously.
If he does indeed turn up on the other side, that should prove beyond a doubt that he is the true culprit.
Damn. So I guess we were right. What do we do now?
Well... We shouldn't rush in. Not without Teddy.
I think it's too dangerous to go in from here. We're not 100% positive he used this TV, and on top of that, we don't know where it might lead. Let's go in from Jeunesse, like always.
It leads to the best dungeon in the entire game, no question.
It'll be fine. So long as we're ready for him, we'll crush that jerk in one strike.
And to the best boss, no question. Which I highly approve of. One step closer to the truth. Yup. Rank 5. We are flying through. This, by the way, is also the point where my guide ends. It does not provide any more information since, well, the social links have been maxed. And I am on the ending path that will max out all the social links, so its job is done. That does mean I'll go into any further dungeons without enemy information, but at this point, I'll be fine. Trust me, I will. So, I'm gonna call it here. Finally. And when we come back, I have no bloody clue because I don't have a walkthrough anymore. I'll see what happens. Yup. Be right back.